Hello to all my story lovers. Welcome back in Story Time channel. I am Pallavi reading for you A Star is Born story. This is the story of Dhruva. Before go to the story, please subscribe my channel. Now, a star is born. King Uttanpada had two wives named Suniti and Surichi. Each queen had one son. Suniti had Dhruva and Suruchi had Uttama. As time passed, Uttanpada became favoring his second and younger wife, Suruchi, and spent most of his time with her and Uttama in their royal chamber. Suniti, an elegant and graceful woman, felt sad and hurt at the king's lack of affection for her and their son. One day, when Dhruva came to court, he observed his father sitting on the throne with his step-brother Uttama on his lap. Queen Suruchi sat nearby. Since Dhruva was a child starved of his father's attention, he went running towards the king and expressed his desire to also sit with him. Uttanpada agreed and soon had Dhruva and Uttama both sitting together on his lap. Suruchi, however, did not like sharing of attention and became upset. She pulled Dhruva harshly away from his father's lap and reprimanded him. Dhruva, you can't enjoy the luxury of sitting on your father's lap. That special place is reserved only for my children. If you wanted that privilege, you should have prayed to the Lord and asked to be born as my child. So run along and don't come back here for some time. Dhruva looked at his father for support, but Uttanpada hung his head in shame. He did not have the courage to stop Suruchi, even though he knew that she was wrong. Distraught, Dhruva ran to his mother's chamber and told her what had happened. Suniti felt helpless. How was she to explain to young child that his father did not care for him? She hugged Dhruva and cried, I am an unfortunate woman, my child, and this is not your fault. This truth is that the king does not care for me, and I believe that is why B doesn't have any fatherly affection for you either. It is because you are my child. Maybe only Lord Vishnu can change his mind. Wiping his innocent tears with both his hands, Dhruva asked, Mother, who is Vishnu? He is our protector. If you pray to him sincerely, I am certain that he will provide a solution to this problem. Can he solve everyone's problems? Questioned Dhruva, unsure of how the situation with his father could be rectified. Yes, but only if you perform a true penance like the sages. Where do the sages go to perform their penance? Asked Dhruva, suddenly hopeful. They go away to an isolated area such as forest or cave or a mountain. Aren't they afraid of being in the rain or heat or cold? The Lord protects them, my child. They are praying to him. Are they don't? Don't underestimate the sages. Sheer determination to get through the various obstacles that life throws at them. It is not an easy task, but it is not impossible. Dhruva had heard enough. He stood up and said to Suniti, Mother, I have decided that I am going to perform a penance for Lord Vishnu. I don't want or need any favors from my father. Instead, I will ask the Supreme Lord for what I want. He is the only father I need. I am sure that he will be kind to me. Poor Suniti was afraid that she would lose her son. She had no idea that Dhruva would think of venturing out in the world alone at this age. Oh, my dear Dhruva, you are a little boy, she cried out in concern. How can you walk for miles to the forest or the hills? What will you eat or drink or wear? How will you live without a mother? If you really want to pray, then do your penance right here where you are safe. But Dhruva did not agree. If performing a penance could be done at home, mother, then all the sages would be doing so. I must see the Lord. Please let me go, he pleaded. Suniti tried to dissuade him again. Dhruva, it may take years before the Lord makes an appearance. Why don't you wait till you have grown up and build the required strength to perform such penance? But Dhruva had made up his mind. The insult from his stepmother was fresh, and he was sure that his mother's explanation of the Lord and his power was true. So he requested Suniti's blessing and began his trek to the nearest forest. On the way, he met the wandering sage Narada, who was surprised to see a little boy walking around chanting Vishnu's name. He stopped the boy and learned his story. Narada tried to coax Dhruva to go back to his mother and even offered to help him in his quest for the Lord. Narada explained, "You don't have to go to the forest to pray to the Lord, young Dhruva. You are still a small child and you don't know what it means to perform penance. You can sing songs in praise of the Lord and you will feel His presence around you. He is everywhere and always in our hearts. You should go back home." Dhruva, however, was not moved. Everybody sees the Lord in their own way and have their individual paths. Replied Dhruva, "There are many ways to reach Him. I have chosen this path and I must follow it." Narada knew that Dhruva wouldn't change his mind no matter what he said. So he allowed Dhruva to move on to the next phase of his journey. As Dhruva walked on, he reached the thick forest where his journey became much tougher. He encountered wild animals. Whenever he felt that he was in danger, he would close his eyes and surrender himself to the Lord by chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya or Om Namo Narayana. Halfway through the forest, he came across some thieves. When they saw the boy's devotion, they were convinced that he was a special child and did not attack him. Cautiously, Dhruva advanced into the forest until he reached a river. It was a holy river of Ganga, as if drawn by the calm around him. Dhruva settled down to meditate on the mountain opposite the river. Lord Vishnu, who had been observing Dhruva's journey, was pleasantly surprised to see that Dhruva had reached his final place of penance. He could not hold back any longer and appeared in front of the boy. "Oh, my child, I am enticed by your devotion. Ask me whatever you desire." Dhruva stared at the Lord, unable to take his eyes off him. He bowed and said, "No, my Lord, I don't want anything except to be with you." "Dhruva, there is a plenty of time for you to join me later. Besides, I am all around you, and for now it is your destiny to go back and rule your father's kingdom with rightness. Be compassionate to your people and treat them like your children. But I want the world to remember you," said Lord Vishnu. "You are a little boy who has achieved a rare feat. So I will name a heavenly star after you." Lord Vishnu pointed to the pole star twinkling in the sky. "Look at that one," he said. "From this day on, that star will become your namesake and be known as Dhruva. It will guide travelers all around the world to safety. Now go back, fulfill your duty and guide your subjects. I will be with you." Dhruva protested before the Lord. When he looked up, Vishnu had vanished. Immediately, Dhruva began his journey back home. By the time he reached the kingdom, the whole city was on the Suruchi's strong hold over the spineless husband and her treatment of Dhruva. The public outcry made the king realize his folly. Uttanpada regretted his action. When news of his son's arrival reached the king, he joined Suniti as she waited for Dhruva. The people of the kingdom had arranged for a big festival of joy and celebration. Soon Dhruva reunited with his parents. He forgave his father and even his stepmother. Years later, once Dhruva was well versed in the matters of the state, Uttanpada crowned him his successor and Dhruva ruled for a long time. People believe that he meditated at the place known as Dhruv Tara near the city of Kanpur. Today, no matter where are in the world, we can all view the star named Dhruva, popularly referred to as Dhruva Nakshatra or pole star, every night, and it continues to guide people even now. This is the end of the story. If you like it, then comment it, subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. Bye bye.